actually kissed the man in the film. I
What?
actually kissed the man in the film, but they took it. They cut it. I think they got chicken. But yeah,
Oh,
I kissed the guy full on the lips, and I guess they weren't ready for that yet.
I guess after kissing another man on the set of Gladiator 2, Denzel Washington needed to go get baptized, and even more so, become a licensed minister, or at least a licensed minister in training. Now, I remember scrolling through YouTube and seeing a thumbnail of this, and I really thought it was AI. And then I went to search, and it confirmed yes, this is actually a true story. But yeah, I mean, quite frankly, even though I was raised in the church, a number of family members that were pastors, uh, the church in America, especially contemporary America, it probably requires for you to be willing to kiss another man, since a lot of these false prophets, sacrilegious, blasphemous, secular people who call themselves church people really expose themselves with this particular election, especially because the candidate that they all vouch for, the quote unquote black church, or at least most of them, they vouch for a woman that was openly about pushing sex changes for kids and abortion. A part of the sex changing for kids means openly endorsing the alphabet sex call agenda, which they've had. It's really shown that there's little to no distinguishing from a so-called church, at least here in America. Uh, no distinguishing between them and just secular people who never go to church. The only difference is that these people attend a building they call a church, even though the things that they are advocating for is nothing but demonic outside of the church. But, obviously, when Denzel Washington discussed this matter, um, well, I don't think he discussed the matter. I think it was a representative. He didn't say, "Oh, I got baptized and became a minister in training after exposing that shamefulness that I went through for Hollywood, kissing another man." And again, I've always said that it's possible he didn't kiss another man, but he had to announce that he kissed another man so society can see, yes, even Denzel Washington gets down. Because that's usually one of the people like to throw into a conversation. Well, everybody don't do that. Denzel, that's an example. Well, Denzel had to announce that he kissed the man. Not that I don't believe he's willing to do it, but I think it would be more humiliating for him to not have actually done it, but to say that he did and stand by that as a part of his, humiliation ritual, or at least his latest one. And now he just get baptized. But again, what baptized? I mean, where did he get baptized? More than likely, a liberal, very secular church. They're not condemning homosexuality or talking about the order of man and women submitting to men. I guarantee you, he's not going to a church like that. No, he's going to a Hollywood church because yes, you know, wokeness, or as properly called liberal ideology, clearly has fully invaded the church, just like every other institution in this country. Um, But yeah, I mean, basically, he was asked about in a previous interview about other actors and whether or not they're into the church too, and basically stated, "quote It's not like we all meet somewhere and discuss what we believe. So I don't know how many other actors have faith. I didn't do no poll. How do I find that out? I mean, there's no church meetings I've been to. Yeah, no church meetings he's been to, but other meetings, I'm sure. Eyes wide shut type meetings. And it was interesting that he mentioned that it's not like they meet somewhere and discuss what they believe. When we hear and see on a daily, especially through social media, what celebrities supposedly believe. They're constantly sharing that information out. And so if they wanted to express what they believed in and if it involved the church, then they would. But obviously their church is, the church of self and elevating self based on self interest various ideologies. Or else, you're not allowed to have a career in Hollywood. You know. But anyway, again, as we know, there's accepted churches, uh, you know, outside of the Church of Satan that we know Hollywood supports. But there's other churches that get called Christian or Catholic, but they're not preaching the Word of God and they're not truly preaching against the sin. But yeah, clearly Denzel felt a little dirty after what he either did or stated that he did publicly. And yeah, whatever allows you to sleep at night, but we know what the deal is. He's not going to be giving any real sermons out because how could he? Based on what he just did recently in his late 60s. It's not like we can give the good old excuse of, oh, he was just young or, immature. No, not a preteen, not an adolescent, not in your early 20s or even 30s, well into your 60s, doing nonsense like that when that wasn't even done in the previous Gladiator film.